Intrigued? Searching for biology that breaks our understanding of physics usually involves looking toward deep space. However, the shallows of the Indo-Pacific hide an organism with hardware so specialized it barely resembles the life surrounding it. This is the mantis shrimp, or stomatopod. While it shares the exoskeleton and segmented body of other crustaceans, its internal mechanics and sensory systems operate on a logic distinct from almost any other animal on Earth. Its eyes capture light in 12 distinct color channels, and its strike generates accelerations that exceed the capabilities of muscle tissue alone. Scientists studying these animals map their anatomy in specialized blocks, the tiered retina, the saddle-shaped springs, and the dactyl clubs, to understand how a single organism manages energy and optics at such extremes. Investigating the mantis shrimp reveals that the biological limits of vision and power are much higher than we previously assumed.
The center of the stomatopod eye is bisected by a specialized strip called the midband. It consists of up to 6 parallel rows of ommatidia, the individual light-sensing units that allow the shrimp to process information independently from the rest of its eye. Human vision relies on 3 types of color-receptive cones. The mantis shrimp eye contains 12, each tuned to a narrow set of wavelengths. This system detects everything from deep ultraviolet to far red. It also includes specialized receptors for circularly polarized light, a private communication channel used for social signals that no other known animal can detect. Despite this hardware, behavioral tests from 2014 show that mantis shrimp struggle to discriminate between similar colors, a task humans perform easily with far fewer receptors. The shrimp uses scanning eye movements to utilize these receptors as a line sensor. Instead of blending wavelengths in the brain, the midband sweeps across the environment like a barcode scanner, identifying discrete spectral signatures instantly. This architecture trades subtle color nuance for extreme processing speed, allowing the shrimp to recognize prey or threats in a complex reef environment without the need for high-level cognitive processing. Below the eyes, the shrimp carries a pair of raptorial appendages. In smasher species, these arms end in dactyl clubs, dense, calcified hammers designed for high-impact strikes. Because muscle contraction is too slow to generate the necessary power, the shrimp uses latch-mediated spring actuation. A slow twitch muscle compresses a saddle-shaped spring in the exoskeleton, which, when released, propels the club forward at 23 meters per second. The movement is so rapid that the surrounding water cannot move out of the way fast enough. The pressure drops instantly, causing the water to vaporize into a cavitation bubble. When this bubble collapses a nanosecond later, it releases an intense burst of energy, including heat, light, and a secondary shockwave that hits the target with the force of a second strike. This analysis records the result: accelerations exceeding 100,000 meters per second squared, and impact forces up to 1,500 newtons. In terms of pure acceleration, the strike of this small crustacean is comparable to a .22 caliber bullet fired from a handgun. By utilizing this elastic mechanism and the physics of cavitation, the mantis shrimp bypasses the standard limitations of biological muscle to deliver one of the most powerful strikes in the animal kingdom. Generating 1,500 newtons of force presents a problem of recoil. Without a way to dissipate that energy, the shrimp's own strike or the blows of a territorial rival would shatter its exoskeleton. To handle this, the shrimp relies on the telson, a heavily armored plate at the rear of its body. While the telson's material structure is shock-absorbent, high-speed video analysis reveals that survival is dependent on a specific movement called the telson coil. The shrimp curls its tail forward to act as a shield, and upon impact, rolls backward to lengthen the duration of the hit. This behavioral dissipation allows the shrimp to absorb 90% of a strike's energy, effectively turning its entire body into a dynamic shock absorption system. The specialized hardware of the mantis shrimp is now being translated into human technology. Its polarization-sensitive vision has provided a blueprint for new imaging sensors. These bio-inspired cameras are currently being used to increase underwater visibility and detect the subtle light-scattering patterns of cancerous tumors. The internal microstructure of the dactyl club, which resists high-velocity impacts without fracturing, is being replicated to create lightweight armor and aerospace components.
Mapping these biological systems gives engineers proven solutions to complex problems in material science and optics. The most effective designs for our next generation of sensors and protective materials were perfected over millions of years in the competitive environments of the coral reef.